Oh, live on Facebook.
Live on Facebook. Yes, hello everyone. Meet Thorsten Mulman. Is that the correct pronunciation
Perfect.
of your name? And can you tell us a little bit about where you're from and how you got started?
Oh my goodness, that's 24 years ago. I'm from Fulda, Germany. It's a small town in Germany, close to Frankfurt. That's a city more familiar. And I moved to the States in 2004. Jacksonville, Florida is my official residence, but I travel a lot. I actually have a place now in the Philippines that I spend a lot of my free time. But this tournament basically start my busy season, so I'll be traveling a lot. As a true German, I play soccer, football for like 7 years and tried other sports until I got into pool and just got hooked. And I spent all my time dedicated to the game.
How did you get started playing? What got you hooked?
Well, you have to know about the system in Germany. We have pool rooms, like in the States too, where you go and you pay for the table by the hour. But then we have this club system. In my case, in Fulda, we have the Pool Billiard Club Fulda that a friend of mine found out the existence, and we made an appointment there. Basically, you pay a monthly fee and you can play as much as you want. You participate in leagues, and the first person I met when we went to the place, who opened the door, he's still my coach today.
Yeah.
And Michael, and he just showed me about what's possible and gave me some tips and tricks, and we started working together, and it just fascinated me.
What was your coach's name again?
Michael.
Michael?
Yeah, he's still in Germany, still teaching, and I wasn't even the first one that became a champion, and he's produced so many more European champions and German champions, boys, girls, adults, everything. It's just a beast.
How many hours a day, when you were starting and practicing?
Easier to ask how many hours didn't you play? I spent all my, waking hours at the pool table.
Yeah.
And sometimes I would spend the night there, and my parents bring me food. So that's like that was my.
The parents brought you food.
My dad. My mom cooked, and my dad would deliver. I was 12 years old, and it was.
Oh wow.
My home. It was a big place. At one point, we had I think 11 tables and a big group of junior players. It was like a big family and a lot of fun.
It sounds like, I know here in the States, the pool hall is kind of has a negative connotation, but it sounds like in Germany that this is an acceptable place and a good place for you to spend your time.
Well, it's the same thing, and like I said, there's a difference between the public pool rooms and the club system. The clubs. Of course, pool is also associate, gambling and smoking and drugs, and that's the same thing. But I think that goes for the entire world. But there's a sports aspect, maybe that's bigger in Europe, through that club system, and the board of those clubs, they make sure that. A lot of work for the juniors and to train them, but also educate them for life.
Yeah. Does snooker have an influence on that there in Europe then, and in Germany too, or not so much?
It's big on television. People like to go to big events live and they watch it on TV. As far as participants, I think pool has the biggest majority. I think if I had to put it in numbers, I would guess 80% of all people that play in organized leagues and clubs would be pool players.
Yeah.
And then the carom players, pre-cushion, and snooker players.
What game of pool do they play most common in Germany? 9-ball?
All games, except maybe one pocket. Not so common, but yeah, 8-ball, 9-ball, straight pool, still very big. I guess that's why we produced so many good straight pool players over the years. We still play it in leagues, so everybody gets exposed to it. Where in the States you have to kind of grow up in a certain region, like New Jersey area, and maybe even some areas in California. But otherwise it's all 8-ball and 9-ball.
Now, seems like culturally with the Filipinos, gambling is just part of what they do. Do you have an opinion about gambling? Do you gamble? Do you think it helps, hurts?
No, I understand where the Filipinos come from. That's how
Sure.
they make their living. You know, if you grew up in the Philippines, it's a poor country, and if you have talent in pool, it's a chance for you to make some income. And unfortunately, there are not too many tournaments, so they got to do something. Yeah, I was in a fortunate situation. I never really had to gamble, and I'm not say I'm against it. It's just there's a fine line between what's a gambling game, what's an exhibition match. I just see all the this negative side of the gambling. You know, people getting into fights and arguing, and some might even lose the true passion for the game. If they don't play for anything, then they don't even want to play anymore. Where I play because I love the game. So I never gambled in my life. In 24 years, next year will be my 25th anniversary playing pool. I haven't played a single match for $1.
Yeah.
That's just my attitude towards the game, but I don't blame people if they gamble.
Is gambling common in Germany or not common in Germany, would you say?
People play, you know, whether it's for a coffee, for table time, or for $10. And sometimes I've heard of staged games where they, you know, two players match up, and they also do the streaming thing like in the States. Might not be as big as it is here, but yeah, of course, people gamble.
I was going to ask, what do you think, or what actually goes into the training component for you in preparing for a tournament or matches?
Well, there's a difference between when you a beginner player and you have to learn, you know, the technique and stuff. Right now, it depends on my location. If I'm back home in Germany and I get to spend time with my coach, we do technical stuff, drills and exercises. I personally like to use straight pool as a way of getting myself prepared, just for, you know, to get the rhythm, and so I like to play a lot of straight pool. Even though I have a big 8-ball or 10-ball tournament coming up, I like to play straight pool. But mostly, right now, I have so many events back to back that's kind of my practice. Because at one point, it's really how focused you can be and in your A game, and it all happens through tournaments.
Are you familiar with the availability of what's out there for people to learn in pool? And do you have an opinion about what that is? You've talked a couple times about your coach and how much you have learned, you know, and the champions that he's developed. So obviously he's not just teaching people, you have to sing the hokey pokey before you play your match, right? I mean,
no, it's it's treated as a sport like any other sport. You know, you learn the fundamentals from stance to the stroke, and you know, we can talk about training for hours. There's so much that goes into it.
yeah.
And I know there are lots of good, you know, books and DVDs on the market that I've read myself and or watched or used myself, and training methods. It makes it easier if you have someone to actually coach you, because yes, you can learn a lot from watching, but to have someone actually tell you, oh, you should do this, you should do that, makes a big difference. And I guess in Europe we're more blessed because we have those clubs and we have those coaches available, where in the States it's tougher, you know. Really have to spend some money and seek out those coaches.
Good instruction.
I'm familiar what's out there, and I think the game has started. Can we continue a little later?
Absolutely. thank you so much for sitting down.
Oh yeah,
while
no
you have.
problem. It's just I've watched every single match of the Euro Cup, and it's the final, and
You
so
got it.
I want to watch the end.
I hope your team wins.
My team is already out, but,
Well, the one you're rooting for.
but I'll be back. Is that okay?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you.